Good afternoon and welcome to the Walker Bullington Show here on the SHC Athletics YouTube channel. Nolan Cotillo joined by head coach of the Badgers, Walker Bullington. Walker, how are we feeling today?
Feeling pretty good. How about you?
I'm feeling pretty good too. That was a fun one last night.
Tennessee hoops 550 tonight. That's number one most important thing.
How's your bracket doing?
Got Wofford. I haven't even looked. To be honest with you, all I'm worried about is the big orange man.
I've got one going with our assistant compliance guy and our director of CASA here on campus for bragging rights. I'm in third place right now.
Out of three?
Out
Not
of
bad.
Out of three.
Fourth.
It could be worse.
You're not fourth.
I could have 0 points.
I pick Tennessee to win it every single year, and it's always a bracket buster, but I have a feeling this year. I mean, between Florida, Bama, Auburn, Tennessee, and then Duke, Houston, one of those six is winning it all.
I know producer Mac would disagree with that a little bit.
Tennessee defensively, I think we can score. I think we can score it a little bit. Gainey's playing well. Chaz's going to get hot. We'll see.
You know who I'm rooting for?
Who's that?
Wolverines.
Yeah.
Well, what wasn't was our past week, and we'll talk about that right now. You know, you go on the road. Bit of a wonky weekend with the schedule changes, but still get the job done at Miles. You drop the first one, a close one, 5-4, and then you turn around, get pretty good revenge, 23-2. Talk about that series.
Well, you said we got the job done. We got the job halfway done, right? So we've talked about it as a group, and I talked to him about it afterwards. We have been susceptible to kind of laying an egg, not showing up, not being ready, whatever you may want to call that. It's unacceptable. You know what I mean? I just thought we came out, we didn't play well. It was very lethargic. It was kind of quiet. It's, Rickwood, it's an empty stadium. We're on the road. It's a schedule change. We've been in the hotel for 2 nights. A lot of built-in excuses for us, right? Oh, the field's not great. This is happening. That's happening. They're talking this and that. It was a ruckus atmosphere. You could kind of hear everything. They were fired up. We were not. We go lose 5-4, right? We come out in game 2. You got 35 minutes in between games. We have 25 hits, 23 runs. I don't understand, right? I'll just be honest with you. So it's very rare that you go out and have 25 hits and 23 runs. We have a 30-minute talk in the outfield after about what we need to get better at, right? But number one, I'll give them credit for the response. You want to talk about having a response to laying an egg, you go out and score 23, but it shouldn't happen. Now, you're not going to have 25 and 23 in 7 innings all the time, but just the mindset change, the maturity to not throw away at bats. For instance, we spent a lot of time doing scouting reports and putting things out there. I'll go talk to hitters on a pitch and change. Hey, if it's spinning, take it. Can't throw it for a strike. We get ahead 1-0, 2-0, 2-0 slider down and away. We flare it to the first baseman, right? Runner second and third. That's an emotional decision, right? That's chasing a barrel, So it's self-imposed pressure. It's attention to detail. It's maturity within your at-bats. It's having a plan and sticking to it. And we've been susceptible to that going away a little bit at times, right? And then we come back and we're really, really hot. We played really well. And I think, we've done that a couple times this year. I thought there was 3 games that we 100% gave away. This last one, I don't think it's going to happen again. If we get beat, it's because somebody beat us, right? It's not going to be something that we've given away. So I thought game 2, we kind of made a statement not only to them but to ourselves about what it should look like every day in terms of a focus level, not in terms of a production level.
Yeah. And just to highlight some guys from that game, some of the numbers from game 2, Jackson Bell, who's been getting really, really hot at the plate lately, 2 hits and 5 at-bats, and that produces 3 runs and 4 RBIs. Seth Williams also 4 RBIs, home runs from both Seth, and then also one from Jack Taylor. What are you seeing from some of the guys like that?
I mean, Swader had a really, really good day across both games. Hit a homer. He's hitting balls off the wall. Jack Taylor hits a homer. Seth Williams hits a homer. Jackson Bell, Jackson Bell with a big swing last night against the wind. He hit a ball 115 miles an hour to left center on a line. Those guys can swing it. Nick Hunter's getting it going. He's 2 for 4 last night. Really good at bats. Starts us off with a knock. Reggie Cooper's been playing well. Bryce Anderson, 2 RBI knock last night. Serio's just a pest at the plate. He's a little bit hot and cold lately, but the kid never changes. We've talked about it before. But as a lineup, producing together, Ivy Gallo has slipped in there and started the last 2 games and just really, really mature at bats. Really, really tough out. Good left-handed hitter, can handle the bat. But I think our lineup's starting to work together. I think back to the first podcast we talked about our lineup working as a unit, right? And guys getting 90 feet, doing a job, whatever it may be. I thought game 2 against Miles kind of spurred that in
Yep.
terms of guys having a particular focus on what I'm trying to do in this scenario, this situation. And I'm really pleased with the lineup right now. And then obviously, I'm sure you'll ask about it, but I'm really pleased with what's going on the mound, especially last night against Loyola. So.
Yeah, and let's talk a little bit more about that. You get a good one against a number 11 in the NAIA team in Loyola, New Orleans. A little bit of a regional and Jesuit rivalry there, fellow Jesuit school down the road. You take that one 9-6 here at home. Really exciting. Of course, me there, statting it. I was watching it. It was a good one to watch. And like you said, Bell hits that one, battling 15-mile-per-hour winds.
Yeah,
coming south.
That ball was hammered.
Oh, there was no. I mean, it left his bat, and we were all sitting in the area going, "Wow."
Yeah, when he has it going like that, right? He's dangerous. Nobody wants to throw to him.
Yep.
He's going to see a lot of sliders. Guys going to throw around him. But that was a big one for him. He was working on a couple things mechanically, this, that, and the other, and he just decided I'm going to get on top of a baseball, be on time, and that's what can happen for him.
Yep, looked like it paid off.
But then on the mound, Crab gave up a couple in the first there. It took him a little bit to get going, and then all of a sudden, like he's unhittable for 4 or 5 innings.
Yep.
And then Garrett Lott comes in, and he's electric. And then Arlen Butts comes in, and he's electric. And then Kai comes in, and he's electric. And we talked about it after the game. That was a really mature lineup from them. They spit on some pitches last night their approach, it was unbelievable. Right, they're taking lefties taking changeups down and away, uphill kind of power swings. They're still getting to baseballs and fouling stuff off. They're spitting on the slider extended. A couple guys got to the fastball in, and they're seeing some high velo. That's a really mature lineup that has a lot of collegiate at bats. That's put up ridiculous numbers at that level. I thought them and Delta State are two of the best lineups that we've seen. But our pitchers just kept making pitches. A pitch gets spit on, they're going to make the same pitch the next time. They're not going to go a little bit more over the plate with it. The zone was moving, disappearing. We didn't get a lot of pitches. A lot of signals back from our guys on the field that pitch was indeed a strike. But I thought the maturity to not get emotional about the zone, I thought the maturity to continue making your pitch, whether you're getting it or whether you're getting a swing or not, on the mound, it was impressive to kind of battle that lineup, their approaches, the umpire situation, all that stuff to come out. And those 4 guys that go out and put on the performance that they did, they're going to give us a chance to win. But that was a really good lineup against some really good arms, and it's a good win for us. I think the focus was there. It was a weird vibe, right? I was talking to Nick Hunter. I was like, it's kind of quiet, it's sleepy, not as many people here. He was like, yeah, but we're really locked in, but it's not as ruckus. I was proud of what we did last night, just in terms of getting jobs done, and then BA with a big knock there, and then Jackson Bell with a big knock. They gave us, made a couple errors, walks, but really good at bats and big time swings in big spots, and the performance on the mound, and then Serio working his butt off behind the dish as he always does. So it's a good team win for us.
Yeah, it's a good point to end on here for our first segment. When we come back, we'll take a preview of the upcoming SIAC series here at Sims Galley against the Kentucky State Thoroughbreds. You're watching the Walker Bullington Show here on the SHC Athletics YouTube channel.
This is the way down a path that leads to a place upon the hill, led by thought leaders, activists, and Jesuit princes. Among the hill is where tradition and a strong desire to do and achieve reside. Ingrained in rich tradition, filled with purpose, fueled by passion. Spring Hill College is for those who seek more.
And welcome back to the Walker Bullington Show here on the SHC Athletics YouTube channel. Nolan Cotillo joined by head coach of the Badgers, Walker Bullington. Walker, we're looking ahead to this weekend. Got another series at home, continuing the homestand, getting back into conference play against Kentucky State. So what are the initial thoughts?
We dropped a game to them last year at their place, right? We were in a dogfight with them in the tournament, and they brought a guy in that was low nines under the lights with a slider, and then Jack Taylor and Jackson Bell, 2 of the guys we've already talked about, hit 2 homers that saved our season. Simple as that. They're going to be really well coached. They're going to come in here and play hard. Coach Henry does a really, really good job with those guys. They're going to have a scouting report. They're going to know how to attack our hitters. They're going to have a plan to come in here and give us everything that they have. So for us, what we're looking for is high focus, high intent, high energy. We're not going to throw a single at bat away. We're not going to waste any pitches, right? We're going to get the correct jumps on the base paths. We're going to make every single routine play, hopefully make a couple spectacular plays. We're trying to play really hard, really clean, really high focused, and just go out and play the game, right? So it's 2 Saturday, 1 Sunday, a little bit different again on the weekend. You go from Friday, Saturday, but it's 2 Saturday, 1 Sunday, so we get to have a day, some live at bats today, get guys some innings, go out and have a good practice tomorrow, and then we need to go out and try to sweep a series. So we've talked about it before. We're trying to win every single game in front of us. If we get beat, it's because we deserve to get beat because somebody came out and beat us, right? So for us, it's about taking care of what we can and going out and continue to get better. Not looking ahead, right? So we have some guys right now that are looking and we're chasing the win streak. And, did you see we've won 9 in a row? No. Let's go win the first one on Saturday, right? Then we got 30 minutes in between. Let's go win the second one, right? So hopefully just go out and continue to play good baseball, and for us, it's hopefully you get a chance to get some guys some innings here. And, we're missing a midweek next week and hopefully just continue to get guys, need some to give the guys a little bit of a break. Some guys are nursing a quad, a back, whatever it may be. So trying to continue to get guys in there. And that's another thing I wanted to mention is, we're kind of routing miles and we bring guys in off the bench and then the hit parade somehow heightened intensity, right? So to sit there for 14 innings and then come in and rattle off 10, 12 barrels, it was really impressive. And that's the thing with this group, man. I love our group. The guys in the dugout, the guys running a chart, there's guys that want to be playing that aren't getting an opportunity to. The attitudes are great. Guys are supporting their teammates when they get their opportunity. They're taking advantage of it. So their job is to make my job hard. Right? So hopefully we can continue to do that this weekend.
Yeah. And, hopefully to, looking to stay on top of the, the SIAC standings, currently first, followed by Savannah State and Miles. What is there anything that comes with the mentality of being first? Hunter becoming the hunted. Anything?
We're going to get everybody's best shot, right? And that includes the midweeks. I think we've woken some people up, right, with some success we've had against GSC teams and Sunshine State teams, NAIA teams in terms of Loyola, Mobile. There's a lot of midweek rivalries for us, and then there's definitely rivalries within the conference, but. Last year we weren't able to get it done. Before that, it had been 3 SAG championships in a row. My first year here, we won a SAG title. Our goal is to win a regular season championship, conference tournament championship, go win a regional championship, go win a super. That's our goal, is to win and go. And we're going to get everybody's best. And I think what you just said, that's what it boils down to. Sometimes we show up and we're not ready, and another team is. It can't happen anymore. That's what separates the good teams from the great teams. Right, you show up, you find ways to win games when you don't play well. You find a way to win, and I think we're starting to learn how to do that. The maturity is there, the want to is there, the execution has wavered a little bit at times, right? So I think just consistency in terms of our output is what we got to continue to get better with. So, I fully expect us to go out this weekend and play really hard and put up some numbers, and we'll see what happens.
Yep. And we'll start this weekend. That's a doubleheader on Saturday starting at noon here at Sims Galley Field, and then Game 3 on Sunday at 1 p.m., and then you guys will break for a week, and we'll get to Lane, but we won't look too far ahead. We'll come back to that next week in the next episode of the Walker Bullington Show. We appreciate all of you at home for joining us today. On behalf of Coach Bullington and the entire athletic department, thank you so much for watching this week's episode of the Walker Bullington Show here on the SHC Athletics YouTube channel. We'll see you this weekend on the SIAC Network.
Go Big Orange.